Welcome to a new timeless video. Today we're playing a very spicy deck, which is Buried Alive Phoenix. This deck wants to essentially buried alive 3 phoenixes and put them into play as soon as possible with Dark Ritual and then just kill the opponent over 2 turns. The core of the deck is similar to other Phoenix decks with Expressive Iteration, some removal, Faithless Looting, cantrips. I've also been very impressed with Final of Promise because it allows you to flashback cards like Dark Ritual and even Buried Alive if they discard them, and it also helps get your 3 spells to revive the Phoenixes in a very easy way, because this deck sometimes struggles chaining 3 spells because it doesn't have many cantrips. I've also included 3 Furies, which have overperformed, because in this deck you really don't want to spend mana on inefficient things, so this is really good to clear the board with of some Bowmasters or some small creatures, and to have time to do your combo. So I think 3 is the correct number. And the creatures, this is also a very kind of a unique distribution of creatures, but it has a very specific reason. The reason is that when you bury alive the first time, you'll almost always get the 3 phoenixes. But sometimes, if you bury alive 2 times, or if the circumstances are a bit different than from the usual, you can actually bury alive for a phoenix, a demi-lich, and a detective phoenix. You can bestow the detective phoenix on the demi-lich, you can give it haste, and you can attack with a 6/3 demi-lich with haste that can also immediately flashback one of your cards, be it Expressive Iteration or even a Brainstorm or a Looting. So I think it's a worth inclusion of these 2. When you draw them, it's not great, but you can return them with Brainstorm to your deck to be fetched with Buried Alive, and I think the 2 slots are really worth it. So yeah, let's get on to some matches. Wow, okay. Okay. Well, if the opponent doesn't Thoughtseize me, or this is like a turn 1 insane draw. What the hell? The turn 1 Buried Alive, so definitely keeping this. We even got like Demonic Tutor to search for another Buried Alive, so so wait, can we search for 2 Buried Alives? Is this possible? Dark Ritual, Dark Ritual, Dark Ritual, Demonic Tutor, Soragan. Okay. I don't think it's possible, but I think we should Dark Ritual, Buried Alive, Demonic Tutor for probably can actually do like Thoughtseize too. Wow, man, this hand is something else. This is probably like a god hand. So excited right now. Okay, so Dark Ritual. Dark Ritual. Dark Ritual. Buried Alive. Yes, thank you, opponent. Should have probably done the Thoughtseize before, but I was like too excited. So I'll do this, and I think I'll fetch a... Could fetch... Okay, I could fetch actually Demi-Lich. I can cast it, right? I think so. So let's do this. Let's cast this. Nice, turn 1. Yeah, that's pretty insane. Man. Honestly, in my testing, I had never gotten this code draw, so it's amazing that the first game that I do actually recording for YouTube, like this happens. Like, that's insane. He can... Okay, if he had Fury Scam, that would have been not great, but Okay, so let's see. Hopefully it doesn't flip. Okay, a bolt, not bad. But still pretty good for one. A bit lucky with this. He didn't cast it. What is going on? He didn't cast the bolt. Oops. Yeah. Okay, I thought that was a mistake. Okay, so cool. Removing my Phoenix. You can gain a turn. But okay. You're at 1. Man, this deck has like insane potential. Sure, Bowmasters, that was expected. Prone at all. I think I wanted like me to cast like some kind of brainstorm to maybe catch me off guard, but I'll just hit the Radagon. It's much more dangerous right now, so unless he scams a Fury, which okay, not good enough. Goodbye, opponent. Goodbye, opponent. Quick matches here. Very impressive showing. Yeah. Cannot say much more. Very impressive. Let's go on to the next match. So this hand, it's very borderline. We can brainstorm with Strike It Rich, but I think it's not good enough. I think this hand is much better. Yeah, we'll just do this. We can also function as a normal Phoenix deck, although it's not as good. But we can looting our Phoenix and maybe revive it. Tamillo, okay. I really like this card. Yeah, I think I'll just bolt it. Bolt Tamillo before it gets too much value. Huh. So he had a response. He may have Flare of Denial. You also have to pay attention to these cues because I think he was able to respond. Okay, so this is not a bad draw. It makes our Buried Alive a bit worse, but he won't be Grixis, right? If he has Bowmasters, we are quite screwed. But yeah, I think we have to do this. Okay. Not great. Don't love the Furies here, but it's not bad. Next turn we can Iteration and maybe try to change some cantrips. Or even Dark Ritual Buried Alive, that would be awesome. Have some Furies to as a decent removal. Can fetch a Survey Line to maybe surveil another Phoenix to the yard. Interesting brew. I think he has a hardcast Flare of Denial, so I have to be mindful of that. I will still cast the Iteration, but definitely thank you, Surveyland. Brainstorm. I think this is a very good draw. I think it's worth it to try and get this back and change our hand, since I don't want to spend the fetch land, you know, iterating and having to play it and then not being able to shuffle. So I think I will brainstorm. We'll return, I think. What do we have here? Huh. Because we could actually could revive the phoenixes right now. Is this good enough? I think it may be good enough. We waste an iteration. Is it though? Is it good enough? We waste a strike it rich and an iteration just to revive our phoenixes. I think it's too much of a waste. I think I'll just strike it rich to ramp a bit, and next turn I'll just Finale of Promise. Because, yeah, I could cast this, but I won't be able to cast one of the two cards, so I think it's a waste. So just pass. The opponent not applying pressure right now. I think he definitely has a counter spell here, but we'll see. We may bait it with iteration, and if we draw land, Finale I think is better because we can brainstorm and looting and instantly trigger the phoenixes, and it's a 2-for-1. So I think we'll bait with iteration if we draw land. If we don't draw land, I think I still start with iteration, see how it goes from there. Not doing anything. Definitely probably a ton of like mana drains or stuff. So be careful of mana drain. No more survey lines here. We need more red. And I think more blue, probably. So, Buried Alive. Very interesting draw. Since we don't have the ritual, cannot really revive the phoenixes right now if we Buried Alive. So let's start with iteration. Okay, that's really good, because we'll definitely this to hand, this to library so I can actually fetch it, and this to the exile zone. So if he counters the Buried Alive, it's not great, which I think he will. But we have Finale next turn too. We could bait it with Finale. I think, yeah, let's do our thing. So, yeah, a swamp. Tech Ritual. Buried Alive. Next turn we could actually Finale Buried Alive with 5 mana. So that's also a thing. You have to have some. You don't have anything? What is going on? Okay, so actually, wait, we can bestow here, I think. Can we? Bestow 6? Oh no, we cannot. Well, we can with Buried Alive. Yes, we do. So. So I think we actually do Phoenix, Demilich, and Detective. It's a weird line, the first time I do this, but I think it's worth it. So we Demilich. Oh, shame that. I think it's still fine. So we cannot. That was a bit of a pun. Still fine. We'll remove the. What is? Oh, fuck. I don't know what's going on here. What is happening? There's some lag, and it didn't let me cast the Demilich. I think I took too long. That's fine though. Please let me attack. Okay, so thank you, Arena, for not. I took too long, so that's my mistake. but still looking good. But come on, man. These turns are a bit complex, so and I'm definitely not used to this deck. First time playing it like for real, so these things happen. Still fine, but obviously like much worse than it could have been. Okay, so, oh my god, that's fine. We're good against removal, so not complaining. Oh, we can actually attack. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Magic Online. Okay, so it's... Okay. It's not as bad as I thought, right? So we remove the lowest cost cards except the looting, which is the best, because then we can maybe bestow. Oh wait, no, but we may want to finale next turn, so... And actually, okay, so changing my mind right now. I think bestow is not that important right now. Should have taken a Phoenix instead of a Detective Phoenix. So I think we'll just remove this and the... I think this one. And probably the... Actually the Brainstorm. Okay, let's do this. That's fine. Because we also want to be able to flashback a good spell, maybe Iteration. This, so the guy just had like infinite removal, and like this is not bad, you know. I don't want this, so it's okay. Like the guy just spent all his mana and removal on our Phoenixes, and so just 2 cards in hand. Definitely some tension. I think one Detective is okay for the end game when you have, but there's definitely some tension here because our mana curve is so low and we don't have Treasure Cruise, so it's very difficult to bestow this card. So I'll think about if it's worth it to keep one, but probably it's okay again as a tutor target. So okay, so he doesn't seem to have any counter spells, at least before he didn't. So let's just finale for 2. Bolt. If it resolves, it's I think it's a win. That's why I really like Finale in this deck. I tried Treasure Cruise. Come on, man. Really? Really? Now you draw? Like, this is brutal, man. This is brutal. Oh my god, this is so insane. But he lost the flip at least. We cannot, unfortunately, rewrite the Phoenix with Dark Ritual looting. But we could bestow this. I don't think it's worth it exiling, but man, I think he just drew it. Makes for an interesting match, that's for sure. Okay. Really good match, really like it. Interesting deck. I respect trying to, you know, do an energy deck with all the good cards. I think it's probably not good enough in this metagame with full of scam and unfair things. I think, but maybe it is, maybe it is. Invert Polarity is probably the unfair thing that you do in this deck, so, and it can really blow people up. So okay, so I think we just, let's see what we draw here, but we can revive our Phoenixes here unless he, no, even if he counters, so we'll just waste these rituals, but that's fine. Okay, more rituals, that's fine. Yeah. Let's just do this. Like ritual. Like ritual. And now we can actually bestow the Phoenix. Yeah. So good game. That was a very interesting back and forth, but still the deck looking really good. Okay, so this hand doesn't have Buried Alive nor Dark Ritual, but it functions as a typical Phoenix hand. So like a reasonable turn, probably 3 Phoenix if we don't draw a Strike It Reach. So I think I'll keep it. We'll also have Brainstorm to return the bad cards. We do have to fetch to cast Brainstorm first, so try and fetch a Surveillant here. Rakdos with no Lurus, so probably Rakdos scam. He he cannot scam us actually well, because we have to remove us. That's the weakness of scam, so he will be quite pissed probably right now, looking at our hand and cursing for not being able to scam the Griff. That's good. Yeah, 2 removals. Sorry, man. No scam today. Like, it's still okay if he because it will be like a 2 for 2. No, actually that will be like a 3 for 2, so it's better for me in this case. Will you use it or will you not? I always find it funny that the Griff players like think for 10 minutes if the opponent has 2 removal spells, because their whole plan got thwarted. Yeah, he's letting it go. Come on. Will you use it or not? It's really struggling. Letting go. He's crying. He's crying right now. Crying because of his grief. So sad. Oh, he may reanimate it. No, it's just completely destroyed on block. And he did 2 damage to himself just for nothing. Okay. Buried alive. Oh, yes. We just need a Dark Ritual. So, since we just need a Dark Ritual and we also want to avoid getting Bowmaster, I think I'll Brainstorm right now. And yeah, let's see. Okay, not great, not bad either. We'll Brainstorm Log, but we can bin the 2 Phoenixes to the yard. Next turn, we cannot revive them, and we don't have any lands yet. So, well, this doesn't really matter what I return, because I am going to loot them now. Again, try to avoid getting Bowmaster here. We could have waited to try and chain spells. Maybe that was better, actually. I was really focused on Buried Alive if we drew a land, but maybe actually this was a mistake. Have to be mindful that he has a reanimation, not like a revival spell. Okay. I think he's... So we cannot try and kill this Griff because he like 100% has not there after offering death. So we have to either hope for him to do a mistake and fetch end of turn, or just start taking damage. So Brainstorm here is fine. Okay, so we can actually Phoenix here. So I think we'll just try and start reviving the phoenixes. And I won't leave them to block because, again, he has these revival spells, so it's obviously not the best, because it will return as a 4/3 and just take another card from our hand. So at this point, I still think like could try and keep a Fury. Breath of Life isn't really not that great right now, but I think it's probably still decent if I get a ritual. So have to be aggressive here. It would be so nice if I had like a land, because I could have killed the Grief in response, but we did not. So he's going to kill one of the phoenixes. That's okay. 3 less damage to my face. Again, if we want to kill anything, we have to find a window in which he doesn't have any. He kept like seems like a bit of a weak hand with no lands and just on the strength of scamming me. Oh, that's good. So the thing here is that I don't really want to kill the Grief, as I said many times, but I think in this case, since we actually revive all the phoenixes, I think it's worth it. And anyways, we don't have cards in hand, so this was actually a very good draw. So with that ritual, Buried Alive, and then hit in this order. This is important because if we hit first, he'll not dead after all and take our Buried Alive, so really important to do it this way. Could we strike it rich to maybe not spend this? I don't think so. Can we bestow the Phoenix or cast anything else? I think we'll have to win with Phoenixes. That's fine. We could be fancy and kill our own Phoenix so that he doesn't get. But I think it's probably not worth it. So do we get a damage? I don't think so. I think it's better to get this. And yeah, okay. So good game in the end. What do we have here? We have Buried Alive, so it's probably an instant keep. We don't have the ritual, so that's a bit of a problem, but obviously still good enough. Let's see what we find with the Brainstorm 2. I think I will prioritize getting blue mana to Brainstorm and fetch instead of trying to fetch a Survey Line, because I may want to fetch back, return to the library, maybe this, which is not really very useful right now. And if we don't find anything, we can also fetch Surveillant. Oh, Ravagant. So we're looking for a removal right now. We don't want this at all, so let's just Brainstorm. Looking for a Bolt. Okay, not good. This is going back. Second Buried Alive, not great either. He may have a Thoughtseize though. So I think it's actually better to get the second Buried Alive in case he Thoughtseize us, because he's Rakdos. Because the finale is not looking great. So I'll return this to... Ragavan is going to hit us, but hopefully it's not something really bad for us. So we'll get this, and also looting now to not get Bowmastered. Okay, not great. So third Buried Alive, not really necessary. We're still looking really good if we can find like a Dark Ritual. Even without that, we can set up next turn with Buried Alive, and on the fourth turn we can revive our phoenixes with Finale of Promise. It's a bit slow, which I don't like. Okay, thank you, Ragavan. Such a weird mana base. What is this? Okay, so it's good that we kept one bird alive, exactly because of what we thought before. Taking the iteration, guess makes sense. But we'll definitely set up right now. It's not as spectacular, but tutoring 3 phoenixes to the yard, really good. So yeah, just buried alive, set up for next turn. What is this? Counter spell? Okay. And if he doesn't Thoughtseize our Finale, we're looking pretty good. We won't be able to... Ugh. It's not good because I think we'll be... Oh, I would have loved that. Okay, cast it, please. Please cast it. Please cast it. You don't know what I have. Yes. Well, let's see. If it's like a shieldred, it's not great. But this way... Oh my god. Wait, really? Oh my god. Okay, it's looking really bad, but maybe it's not that bad because we can actually now Dark Ritual and... So, we can Finale of Promise, Dark Ritual. And as the sorcery, could actually... We can Iteration. Because I don't really want to looting with the Bowmasters here. And then we can actually bury it alive for a Demilich, so it's not looking that bad. He had one of the Phoenixes, but okay. Such a weird turn, but I think we're doing fine. We can fetch Mountain here. So 2 mana. Cast Dark Ritual and cast Iteration as the sorcery. Dark Ritual, Iteration. Hand. Huh. Can even... Oh my god, we can actually cast the... It was like the only hit, the only free hit that we could... This is so good. So if I'm not mistaken, you can actually cast the Furies from exile if you do have a red card. So this is actually insane. Oh my goodness. That's so good. So we'll get the rest of the Phoenixes and the rest of the creatures. So almost every... So Phoenix, Demilich, Detective. We will cast Fury. Wow, this was such a good draw. Because we can kill our own Phoenix here, so get it back, and I think we kill him. Oh my god, what a turn of events. And yeah, let's kill Bowmasters. Fury so good. I wasn't completely convinced of Fury in Phoenix, but I think this sold me. Oh, he has a Not Dead after all. I think it's fine. If he cannot do it here because it would come back in with my under my control. So he's looking to... Okay. That's fine. I think you're still dead, man. I'll cast the Leech. It's a bit of a BM, but... I don't know. I really want to do it. There you go. X-axis. Didn't look good. Deck is insane. You still win. Oh my god. Insane game. Very nice. Very nice. So this hand. This hand, I think it's pretty good. doesn't have anything at the moment, but with Brainstorm we may be able to get Buried Alive, which would be a turn 2 Phoenix Revival. So I think it's good enough. And if we draw Buried Alive, it's actually a turn 1. So that would be awesome. Let's see. Okay, now it's not a turn 1. Still fine. He may take the Brainstorm, so I can... So I lose my card selection. Bolt. Interesting. I think I won't Brainstorm turn 1. I may fetch just a Surveillant because I do have the Bolt for the Bowmaster, so Dreadhorde Arcanist, okay. In this case I think I don't want to lose tempo. Maybe I do. Maybe we can take things slow. You know what? I will take this. Buried Alive. Oh yes. That's so good. Okay. So let's go. That's so good. Bolt. That was like the best top deck in the world, obviously. Dark Ritual. Buried Alive. And that's turn 2 win. So deck looking pretty busted, at least on this game. That was awesome. That was awesome. Okay, so have an interesting hand. It's a bit speculative. We have Demonic Tutor for maybe Buried Alive or Dark Ritual. We have Brainstorm to scalp our hand. We have a Phoenix, Fury. It's a good hand, but it will have to develop well over the next few turns. Hello, opponent. So Mishra's Bubble without Channeler is nice for us. Okay, so he's looking to fetch or not. He did like the card, so he's not fetching. Okay. It's nice for us that he doesn't have any untap lines first turn. Maybe playing against Dimir Control or the new Dimir Scam deck. Okay, so he's Griefing without scamming. I don't mind this at all. 2 for 1. My hand again is like very... It's nothing. It can be anything. You know, it depends on what we draw. So I don't mind him taking essentially anything. Took the Fury. That's the worst card. Maybe he thinks we are scammed. So the Ritual is an insane draw because now we know what to Demonic Tutor for. So here we have the option to Brainstorm now to avoid getting Bowmaster, but I think it's better to try and protect our hand, protect these 2 cards against Thoughtseize, and we can also fetch maybe a Surveillant. So I think, and we have removal for the Bowmaster, so I think I won't Brainstorm on main phase. He may want to reanimate it here. So he's Brainstorming. Dark Ritual, Bowmasters, get wrecked. Nah, just joking. So next turn, if we draw a Dark Ritual or a Buried Alive, we can go off because Dark Ritual will be Brainstorm, Dark Ritual, Buried Alive, Demonic Tutor, Buried Alive, and Buried Alive, it will be just the card. So hoping for one of the 2. Just get a survey land. Some selection, so nice. These lands are so good in this deck. Blood Creep, do we need the 3rd mana? I don't think so. I think we YOLO it, because if everything goes well, we have Dark Ritual, Brainstorm, Buried Alive next turn. So it does increase our chances of drawing Dark Ritual or Buried Alive. Okay. So he may be a counter spell deck, or a Drawn in the Lock, or Spell Pierce. Ugh, okay, that sucks. But I prefer getting the Tutor Spell Pierce than the Buried Alive. That would be so bad. But okay, I don't like playing against counter spell decks. We could try and go for the Buried Alive right now, if we find it. We're exposed to Bowmasters, but we have 2 removals, so I think it's worth it actually. Maybe we also find a looting to discard this, so I think he may have it, but that's fine. If you have removal, you should go for it, I think. Brainstorm, Bowmasters. Oh my god, first time ever that they don't have Bowmasters. So another Brainstorm. Could do like a fancy thing of trying to cast several spells on Demi-Lich, but I don't think that's good enough, so I think I will... maybe it is. Secondary Ritual, is that good? Probably not. Doesn't have creatures right now, but he definitely has Elemental, so I think both removals are fine. And I think we'll take it slow again and try and fetch a Survey land. Because also if we find looting, we want to keep the 1 mana spells to revive the Arclight Phoenix. So again, just desperately looking for the Buried Alive. And also be mindful that this is a counter spell deck, so a bit harder. Okay, finds a fetch land. Notably, we do have again 2 removal spells to avoid being like scammed in a very efficient manner, unless he has 2 revival effects. What is this? Final of Promise would actually also be great, because we can flashback the Demonic Tutor and Dark Ritual to get the Stalker, to get the Buried Alive if we draw land. Okay, so not a very menacing card. I think I'll be efficient, and I will... Again, I think I'm more afraid of, I don't know, Shieldred or a big Nethergoyf than just because if we just get Buried Alive, we'll probably win. So I think Bolting Phase is not as important. So let's see if he wants to save it with a revival spell, or maybe not. He's thinking about it. He does not. I think he may have Drawn in the Lock or Mana Drain. So we'll do our best to play around it. I think we want more black. Oh, we don't have any more survey lands. That's not great. Do we want more blue? No, yeah. Let's get this. Not especially helpful. Brainstorm main phase again. In case of a looting, if he has Bowmasters, we can remove it. Okay, okay. That's actually great. We did find the Buried Alive. So, since we cannot currently discard the Phoenix, I will return it so I can fetch it with Buried Alive. And I will return, I think, the other ritual, because I think the iterations are more valuable. We could Dark Ritual. Yeah, in case yeah, because yeah, if the Buried Alive fizzles, it's not great. And also let's order it correctly, because if the Buried Alive fizzles and we don't get to shuffle, what do we prefer to draw? Because we could Hardcast Phoenix. I think we probably prefer to draw Phoenix instead of Ritual. So let's go for it. Maybe it doesn't work, but we do have iterations to recharge. Counter spell. I think he does have it. Okay. We expected that. Against control, combo is usually not great. I think he's going to Hardcast Grief here. We do have the heat to kill it. Yeah. We'll have still one iteration. So again, we're not looking that bad. He has one card, I have one card. But my card is iteration. Okay, that was the best course of action. So we can hand, library. Okay, and again, we just win out of nowhere with Buried Alive. He tried to stop us many times, but he could not. So now I think we win. It's gonna be really hard for him to kill all these phoenixes. This deck is insane. You know, the good thing is, like, it can win out of nowhere. You know, you just get the Buried Alive and some other stuff and you just win. Yeah, you can revive. No, you cannot. You will die. So, very impressive showing. Like, really impressive. One of the best decks I've tried so far for Timeless. Quite consistent, very dependent on Buried Alive, but I think it's quite consistent. Okay, so this hand is a very typical Phoenix hand. It doesn't even seem like a Buried Alive build, but I think it's good enough. Some removal of Phoenix, some iterations. Opponent goes first, which is not ideal, but it's okay. Looking for one of our combo pieces. Untapped. What does he have? Brainstorm or Spell Pierce? I think I'll just do this. Brainstorm. I like Brainstorm. Can fetch away some irrelevant cards. Okay, so he's probably going to reanimate turn 2. It's a very quick clock. We have removal for the potential Bowmasters, although I wouldn't like it because Juggernaut Peddler. Okay, not expecting this. That's fine. We have much more time this way than against a reanimation spell. So we can brainstorm and kill it. Probably fetch away the Phoenix if we don't like draw looting in with our brainstorm. Okay, it takes away the heat. We get a lovely Juggernaut. Brainstorm. Okay, we have one of the pieces here. We're just missing the Buried Alive. So we have so many lands that I think we put back one of the Phoenixes, and I think we keep one of the Phoenixes because we have like 4 lands and we don't want so many, obviously. Go return 2 lands, but I think it's better to keep the Phoenixes to Buried Alive. Oh, yeah. So I will fetch. I think I'll do it now in case he has one of the not dead after alls, because it would be really bad. We can fetch now. We need, because we have iteration, we cannot fetch a swamp. Okay. Looking for a buried alive. That's the only, with iteration, that's the only piece we're missing, because we can dark ritual for it. So that's the ideal. Oh, I should have returned the Juggernaut, but that's okay. Maybe we can kill him with a Juggernaut. Probably taking the iteration, not ideal. Take the Juggernaut. Taking the dark ritual. 2 Juggernauts. You're going to die. Trampled by a Juggernaut. Oh my god. Okay. Very quick clock. Finale of Promise. That's a great. So that's. Well, it would be great if Peddler didn't exile. Man. Still good. So hand. Library, exile. We're dying not next turn, but the other one. So I think we really have to try and find the buried alive next turn. Problem is, I also need to find like some kind of ritual. Okay. Okay, the problem is I cannot. Can I? So close. If I Finale of Promise, even for 0, not enough spells. If I Finale of Promise for 1, would be enough spells, but I don't have enough spells. Well, wait. Yes, I do. I can actually make a mana with this, so. Okay, let's not screw this up. So I can Strike It Rich. I can Finale for Strike It Rich and then Buried Alive. So we'll fetch Swamp. Finale for 1. Yeah, just ball. We don't want to brainstorm in case he has Bowmasters, and so okay, have all right. Finale for 1. Counter, another counter spell? No. Okay. We also get like, it's difficult for him to maybe kill the 3 Phoenixes. That would be unlucky. And now let's fetch for the 3. Do you have? Yeah, he actually only has to have 2 removal spells or a graveyard removal spell. And the removal spells cannot involve fetching because he will be at 3. So he cannot. Well, he could fetch to. Okay. Well, that was great. Again, insane showing. That was so good. So overall, this deck was insane. Like, I'm close to saying like that we broke it, but I don't want to be as optimistic because it's true that we run hot and the deck is a bit dependent on drawing Buried Alive, as you saw, but it just exceeded all my expectations. I think it's the best deck I've tried in Timeless. I think it's probably like tier 1, or I don't want to say like tier 0 because probably not, It's obviously very weak to Graveyard Herd, so it's much better in best of one. But if you want to climb really fast in BO1 before people start including a lot of main deck Graveyard Herd, now the meta is really, I think, a bit is friendly for this kind of Phoenix decks. The deck is busted. It's really broken. What I really like about the deck is that it can kill on turn 2, as you saw with your nut draws, but then it can also recover quite well from, you know, almost it seemed like a losing position. You saw in several of the games, like you just get maybe with the express iteration just the ritual and bury it alive and then you win, or you can do it again with Final of Promise. This card impressed me a lot. I think people underrate this card a lot of the time for Phoenix. I think this deck is much better than Treasure Cruise because you don't have as many cantrips or fill the yard as well. I think it's super good to flashback the Dark Rituals and the Buried Alives. So yeah, very impressed with the deck. We'll play it more. I don't think I would do any changes right now. It seems like almost perfect. Also like the Furies. So I will give it a very rare 9.75 out of 10. And again, if you want to win, just play this deck. Super fun, super powerful, close to broken, so enjoy it. And see you on the next video.